Could a public figure's truest change be about more than just an image? Within this film, we honor 7 notable lives whose personal paths moved Hollywood, touched hearts, and defined an era. From hidden trials to public dignity, these stories show the true strength of character that many of us admire. Stay for our 4th story. Its message of truth and integrity may forever alter how you view the search for one's authentic place in the long journey of American life today. Caitlyn Jenner remains a cornerstone of American culture. Though for many of us who remember the 1976 Montreal Olympics, her legacy began as a symbol of peak traditional masculinity. During the bicentennial year, when our nation sought a hero, she was the world's greatest athlete, a gold medalist whose image on the Wheaties box represented discipline and patriotic grit. Yet we now know that behind those celebrated feats was a decades-long struggle with gender dysphoria, hidden under the intense pressure of being a national icon. In 2015, nearly 40 years after her Olympic triumph, Jenner invited the world to see her true self through a landmark interview with Diane Sawyer and her iconic Vanity Fair cover. For older generations, this was a moment of profound cultural shift. It challenged our long-held perceptions of fame and identity, proving that the most difficult marathons are often the ones we run internally. Rather than retreating into a quiet retirement, she documented her transition in the series I Am Kate and her memoir, The Secrets of My Life, detailing the emotional toll of living a misaligned life. While her journey has sparked diverse reactions across the political spectrum, it underscores a fundamental American value: the right to self-determination. Caitlyn Jenner reminds us that the pursuit of happiness is not reserved for the young or the anonymous. Her courage to seek authenticity after age 60 serves as a powerful testament that it is never too late to trade a public mask for personal peace, proving that true dignity is found in living truthfully. Gigi Gorgeous represents a bridge between the digital age and timeless human values. For many of us who have watched the world shift from traditional television to the internet, Gigi was one of the first to use this new platform to foster genuine understanding. Born in Montreal, she initially captured hearts on YouTube through her warmth and talent in beauty, creating a digital space that felt like a friendly conversation over coffee. In 2013, Gigi took a step that required immense bravery. She shared her transition with the world in real time. What makes her story particularly poignant for older viewers, especially parents, is her unwavering commitment to family. Following the tragic loss of her mother, Judith, Gigi's journey was not just about self-discovery, but also about the evolving bond with her father, David. Their relationship, beautifully showcased in the critically acclaimed documentary This Is Everything, Gigi Gorgeous, provides a masterclass in unconditional love and parental support that resonates deeply across generations. Throughout her career, which has expanded into advocacy and modeling, Gigi has faced public hurdles, including a widely reported 2016 detainment in Dubai, with a grace that prioritizes dignity over bitterness. She hasn't just been a headline, she has been a teacher of empathy. By documenting the fear, the milestones, and the triumphs, she transformed a complex social topic into a relatable story of a daughter seeking to live with integrity. Gigi Gorgeous reminds us that while the medium of fame may change, the values of honesty, family connection, and the pursuit of one's truth remain the bedrock of a life well lived. Dominique Jackson's life is a profound testament to the power of the human spirit. For those of us who value the classic American story of overcoming adversity through sheer grit, Dominique's journey from Scarborough, Tobago to the heights of Hollywood is nothing short of heroic. Her arrival in the United States was not marked by immediate opportunity. Instead, she faced the harsh realities of rejection, instability, and periods of homelessness on the streets of New York City. Rather than allowing these trials to break her, Dominique forged them into an unbreakable sense of dignity. She found sanctuary in the ballroom scene, a subculture that, much like the tight-knit civic organizations of our own youth, provided a chosen family for those who had been cast aside. This lived experience breathed authentic life into her breakout role as the formidable Electra Abundance on the acclaimed series Pose. While the show captured the vibrant energy of the late 20th century, Dominique's performance revealed the deep leadership and maternal protection required to sustain a community through social neglect and the AIDS crisis. Beyond the screen, she has become a tireless advocate for healthcare and fair treatment, grounding her message in the raw honesty of her memoir, The Transsexual from Tobago. She speaks with a refined authority that commands respect, proving that true power is earned through endurance. For an audience that prizes perseverance and the courage to stand by one's convictions, Dominique Jackson serves as a reminder that no matter how painful the beginning, a person can transform their struggles into a lasting legacy of purpose and pride. Laverne Cox stands as a figure of remarkable poise, intellectual depth, and refined grace. Growing up in Mobile, Alabama, she faced a conservative upbringing marked by the trials of being misunderstood, yet she emerged not with bitterness, but with a steadfast commitment to education and a spirit of empathy. Many of us first invited her into our homes through her role as Sophia Bursay in Orange is the New Black. It was a performance that resonated deeply because it focused on the human elements we all recognize, the bonds of family, and the desire for redemption, making her the first respectful introduction to a transgender life for millions of Americans. In 2014, she reached a historic pinnacle as the first openly transgender person to grace the cover of Time magazine for the Transgender Tipping Point feature. That same year, she became the first openly transgender performer nominated for a Primetime Emmy in an acting category. These milestones were more than just industry accolades. They were symbols of national progress. Beyond the screen, Laverne carries herself with the dignity of a stateswoman. Whether she is advocating for workplace fairness or being honored by Mattel with the first ever transgender Barbie, she prioritizes thoughtful dialogue over hostility. She understands that true change happens when we open hearts, rather than just headlines. For a generation that prizes character, persistence, and the American dream, Laverne Cox represents a vital legacy. She has expanded the boundaries of Hollywood, proving that the pursuit of happiness and the freedom to live without fear are ideals that belong to every citizen, regardless of their background. April. Ashley's life is a poignant reminder of the heavy cost of truth in an era of enforced silence. For those of us who recall the rigid social codes of the mid-20th century, her story resonates as a classic struggle against institutional prejudice. Born in Liverpool in 1935, April was a pioneer long before the modern movement had a name. In the late 1950s, she moved to Paris and became a star at the famed Le Carrousel Cabaret, eventually becoming one of the first people in the world to undergo successful gender-affirming surgery. She sought only a quiet, authentic life and found it for a time as a successful high-fashion model, even appearing in the prestigious pages of Vogue. However, her world was upended in 1961 when a tabloid cruelly outed her without consent. The fallout was immediate. She lost her career, her social standing, and her privacy. This reached a painful peak in the landmark 1970 case Corbett versus Corbett, where a judge ruled that she remained legally male, nullifying her marriage and stripping her of her legal dignity for decades. Yet, April Ashley never bowed to injustice. She carried herself with remarkable poise, living to see the very laws she challenged finally catch up to her reality. In 2012, her endurance was officially recognized when she was appointed a member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, by the royal family for her services to equality. For an audience that values the quiet strength required to endure hardship, April Ashley remains a true icon. She proved that while progress is slow, a life lived with integrity can eventually change the world. Kim Petras is a modern example of a self-made success story that honors the classic values of hard work and artistic merit. Originally from Cologne, Germany, Kim first made headlines as a teenager, courageously navigating her identity at an exceptionally young age. While the international media initially focused solely on her personal transition, Kim refused to be defined by her biography alone. She moved to Los Angeles with a singular focus, releasing music independently and proving that a clear vision and a strong work ethic can bypass traditional industry gatekeepers. Her sound, which echoes the vibrant energy of the dance pop we've heard over the last few decades, was perfected through years of creative control. This persistence culminated in a truly historic milestone at the 2023 Grammy Awards. Alongside Sam Smith, Kim reached the top of the Billboard charts with Unholy, and their subsequent win for Best Pop Duo/Group Performance marked the first time an openly transgender woman won in that prestigious category. Notably, she was introduced at the ceremony by the legendary Madonna, a moment that signaled a bridge between the icons of the past and the pioneers of today. Kim's public image is one of unapologetic glamour, yet her message is deeply rooted in the belief that talent must stand on its own. She asks her audience to focus not on her history, but on her craftsmanship. For an audience that values the grit required to build a career from the ground up, Kim Petras serves as a reminder that authenticity is not a barrier to achievement. It is the very engine that drives it. Alexandra Billings is a figure of profound endurance whose life reflects the quiet, steady determination of a true American artist. Born in Illinois, Alexandra came of age in an era when being your true self wasn't just discouraged. It was often dangerous. For many of us who remember the dark days of the 1980s, her story is inextricably linked to the AIDS crisis. She has lived openly with HIV for nearly 40 years, a testament to an incredible resilience and a will to survive when so many of her peers were lost. She found her sanctuary in the theater, a place where the human condition is explored with honesty. Even through years of financial hardship and social rejection, she remained dedicated to her craft. This persistence eventually made her a pioneer. In 2005, she became one of the first openly transgender actresses to play a transgender character on television in the film Romy and Michelle, in the beginning, long before it was a mainstream conversation. While many know her from her poignant work in Transparent or The L Word, Generation Q, her most lasting legacy may be her role as a respected professor at the University of Southern California. Perhaps most inspiring to those who value lifelong commitment is her relationship with her wife, Chris-Anne, whom she met in high school over 40 years ago. Alexandra Billings reminds us that progress is not always a sudden explosion of fame. Often, it is a slow, dignified labor of love and truth. She represents a generation that carried the weight of silence so that the next could speak, proving that true character is built over decades of integrity. Reflecting on these 7 remarkable journeys, it becomes clear that a true transformation is rarely just about what we see in a photograph. Instead, it is a profound testament to the enduring human spirit, a blend of truth, sacrifice, and the quiet dignity required to stand firm when the tides of social understanding are slow to turn. For many of us who have witnessed decades of American history, these stories are more than just entertainment. They are a mirror reflecting our own national journey toward empathy and the preservation of individual liberty. From the Olympic podiums of the 1970s to the historic stages of the Grammys today, these individuals have navigated a changing world with a grit that commands our respect. They remind us that while the before and after may capture the eye, it is the during, the years of private struggle and public resilience, that truly defines a person's character. These lives prove that the pursuit of happiness and the right to live with integrity are values that do not fade with age or fame. As you consider these paths, we invite you to reflect. Which story moved you most? Perhaps it was a journey from an era you remember vividly, or a modern success that offered a new perspective on the resilience of the younger generation. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We value the wisdom and civil discourse our viewers bring to these topics. Be sure to subscribe for more meaningful portraits of courage, and stay with us for our next video, where we will continue to reveal the lives of substance that exist far beyond the daily headlines.